Sam, down there. Looking for sticks.
Hi, my name is Bernie Vogel, and I am an assistant scoutmaster with Troop 582 in New Windsor, Maryland. I am a seasoned backpacker. Backpacking allows you to get into places where car camping and day hiking doesn't necessarily allow you to get to. It gets you away from where the crowds tend to accumulate and really experience some of the majesty of the backcountry. I started hiking in 1974 when I went to New Mexico with the Boy Scouts. It was an experience that no one in my family had had before, so I probably have close to 5,000 trail miles all told. Comparing a day hike to a weekend trip or a week-long trip, on a day hike on both trips we would take what we call our 10 essentials, which are the 10 critical pieces of gear you want to take with you anywhere you go. And without going into any great detail there, obviously it's going to be weather gear, water purification, flashlight, matches, first aid kit, water, something to eat. Gear that in the event of an incident or an accident, you would be able to at least sustain yourself until help arrives. Cotton is a killer, and jeans are a great example, or the traditional hoodie today. Once they get wet, they become a real detriment. They lose all their insulation properties. They become very heavy, and as a result, they really could become life-threatening in hypothermatic weather conditions. When we start to think about an overnight trek, we're looking at the three main aspects of backpacking is water, shelter, and food. And we want to make sure we have the necessary equipment to purify water and to prepare a meal and create fire, and of course shelter to get in and out of the weather and a place to sleep. So the volume of gear and the weight of gear that you carry is significantly higher, obviously, when we go on an overnight trek versus what we would experience during a day trip. One of the things I found with beginning backpackers, especially scouts, was the propensity or the tendency to overpack. The secret to backpacking and clothing is layering and having the appropriate number of layers to add insulation and to keep you warm or cool, protect you from ultraviolet sun, obviously sunburn. Socks, I like to carry at least one pair for my feet, one pair at night, and then an extra pair in the event that a pair should get wet. Obviously a change of underwear is always a good idea, but leave the cotton boxers at home. Modern gear choices lean towards frameless packs or internal frame packs that just have stays that contour the pack to your back. The classic MSR series of stoves, their Whisper Light is considered the gold standard. Basically, you're carrying food that just needs to be hydrated. The goal is to leave the environment as good or better than you found it. In this area, my favorite introductory or backpacking 101 hike is the section of the Appalachian Trail from where Route 40 and Interstate 70 meet, which is a great segue to say that one of the most important things, whether it's a day hike or a weekend hike, is you leave a trail plan with somebody. No one is going to come looking for you, assuming you're lost or hurt, until you don't show up on the day they expect you to come out of the woods.
I think they would look at backpacking and think, that's really tough. On a serious backpacking trip, you may cover half the mileage. You don't get into the kind of wilderness that you do with Canoe. So there are three kinds of canoe: the aluminum, the fiberglass, composite, which is going to be Kevlar. I like the fiberglass, they're pretty sturdy. You have your standard canoe paddle, different length shafts on it, but I mean that doesn't really change the paddle itself. And then there's bent paddles. For someone that's new, I would just use a regular paddle, especially until you get down the C and the J stroke. You got the guy in the back who's really doing the steering. And of course, the guy in the front is nothing but power. And then the guy in the middle is riding garbage. So your gear's in the middle, and depending on how he's riding, kind of stuck down a little low, and I don't know, putting his paddle in the water is almost a hindrance at times, isn't it? I've always loved the water. The portaging is just like icing on the cake. A portage is a pathway between lakes. As a backpacking trip, you're going to have to pack a little bit lighter. You could also pack a little less gear. Unlike backpacking, you can always wash your clothes from the day before, like enough underwear, like enough socks, so you can do that dry thing at the end of the day. Have the Crocs for the evening, so you can dry your feet out. They make dry sacks, small ones or large ones to put all your gear in. If you're packed right, you should only have 2 packs in the canoe. One is going to be the gear for all 3 guys. A second pack could be food, or it could be extra gear, community gear. If you've got some good camping skills first, you know how to cook for yourself, you know how to take care of yourself, I think you can